How are you doing today? The time is now 7:09 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's Texas time. What time is it where you're at? Let me know in the comment section. It is Saturday. What a beautiful day. It's June 27th, 2020, and it is week 26. All up in this mix. Week 26 of reading the Bible. It looks like it's going to fall. Okay. Week 26. All up in this mix. Week 26 of reading the Bible. It's a good thing I just used a mouthwash, or else you'd be like, too close, too close. You know, since I've been back to work, it's mandatory that we wear masks, face masks, not to protect ourselves from the environment, because that's not how it works, but to protect others from our germs. I've never been this up close and personal with my own breath for such a long period of time. And yeah, I'm going to be using more mouthwash because I didn't know, because I'm breathing out into free air. Let me stop being silly. It is week 26 of reading the Bible. This is my Bible. This is the New Believer's Bible compact version. New steps for Christians. It is the New Living Translation. I normally use this 90% of the time when I'm reading the gospel, the history, the epistles, the laws, and I can't remember what that other genre is. But since I'm reading the Psalms, which is songs, poetry type of stuff, I will be reading my Quest Study Bible because I'm on a quest. Hello, Mr. Thompson. Good morning. I'm on a quest to read the Bible in 1 year. And now that I think about it, don't forget to check out my website. Read the Bible in 1 year. Yes. So let's see where we're at today. I shared my Quest Study Bible with you. I studied my New Believer's Bible with you. I'm probably not, well, let me not say probably because I don't know yet. I'm probably not going to use this today, but this is one of the resources that I use. This is my Compact Bible Dictionary. Joseph Jesus Mary, Compact Bible Dictionary. Can I get an oh yeah? Wanted to stop by and say hello. I will see you this afternoon. That sounds good to me, OG. Are you an OG? I think you're an OG. You're a pretty nice guy. Okay, I will catch up with you later as soon as I get done with this. I'm gonna go night night. Set my alarm. Alarm's already set, and then I'll be up, ready to talk to you. So thanks for the reminder or the confirmation. On with the Bible reading party with Mr. Thompson. We're getting it started. So this is week 26 of, oh, don't drop my phone. This is week 26 of reading the Bible. I shared my physical literature with you. Now it's time for me to show my digital literature. You guys notice I'm ducking a lot lately because I got my setup here on a shelf that is compact and convenient. But I think it's time to get a desk. I don't want to bring my big desk in here. I think it's time to shop around for a desk, a better desk. My mama told me you better shop around. Oh yeah, better shop around. And actually, there is an Office Depot not too far from me. They got some pretty decent setups for office areas. This is my digital download Kindle. What do you want to call it? Kindle. Yeah, it's my Kindle. Actually, it's my Kindle Reader, Kindle Cloud Reader. This is what we're reading this week in week 26. Since we're very close to the end, I'm going to do a quick read through of this as a reminder of what's going on. But Monday I read Philippians, and all the rest of this week I'm reading Psalms. And let me go one page back. This week, there's a theme for every week. And this week's theme is peace and praise. Peace and praise. I believe the peace refers to the reading of Philippians, and then the praise, of course, is the book of Psalms. We're in book number 2, by the way. I've been mentioning it before throughout the week. There are 5 books of Psalms, and we're in book number 2. It says here, the church at Philippi, a city in Macedonia, now Greece, was greatly diverse in racial, ethnicity, and social rank. Paul committed their love and joy and encouraged them to make Jesus their focus. and Jesus' life of humble service their pattern. He thanked them for partnering with him in his work by their gifts, and he shared the secret of contentment. And there you go, right there. That's that peace. Finding peace and contentment. So that's what was going on Monday. It says Paul wrote this letter to the Philippians from prison, possibly in Rome. Part 2 of the book of Psalms, which is 42 through 72, probably was compiled and added during King Solomon's reign. Some of these psalms make specific references to David's life. Perhaps most well known is Psalms 51. And we read that Wednesday. Yes, we read that Wednesday. Wait, Thursday. What day is it? Oh man, I just got off work. It's Saturday morning. I didn't read it yesterday, which was Friday. So yeah, we read Psalms 51 on Thursday. Written after David repented of his sin with Bathsheba. Some others are imprecatory psalms, expressing strong negative emotion toward enemies and those set against God. Helping us comprehend God's view of evil. Now, Hebrew poetry did not rely on rhyme, but on parallelism. Say that 3 times fast. The way thoughts are arranged. A second line might repeat the thought of the preceding line or offer a contrast. Sometimes the second and succeeding lines build up upon the thought of the first line, and these basic forms also mix to form more complex patterns. And so, yeah, pay attention as I'm reading to the Psalms, and you'll notice it definitely doesn't rhyme, but it's kind of a repetition of either wording or an idea concept like that. So there's that gold box again. My gold box looks kind of weird. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay. It's a little small for you, but just follow the sound of my soothing voice. On the left side, it says read, and that's what I'm reading this week. That's how this guide is set up. On the right side, it says checkpoints. So at some point, I have mentioned something about shining lights, a righteous judge, a fool's heart, a strong tower. Oops, my hand brushed up against the pad there. A parched and weary land. And Charles Spurgeon, whoever that famous guy is, says, read the Bible in a common sense way. Get into an easy chair, read it comfortably. Do not make a penance of what ought to be a pleasure. And he said it just like that. I bet he did. I have no idea how that man sound. I'm just being silly. This is the cover of my book, so if you want to look it up, take notes right now. Write it down, or do a screenshot or something. The author is Diane Stortz. The title is A Woman's Guide to Reading the Bible in a Year, a life-changing journey into the heart of God. If you're listening to this either on YouTube or on Facebook, you ain't gotta be a girl. Just listen, or get your own men's guide to reading the Bible. I'm pretty sure there's one like that. Let me do another screen share. Let me see. Oh, well, I wasn't trying to do that. But since I'm here, you can type in BLVD 40 into YouTube. I don't think I spelled that right. BLVD. You can type in hashtag BLVD40. You can type in BLVD space 40, and it will bring you to one of these videos like this, because that's me, Boulevard 40. It will bring you to this channel, and if you want to watch any of the Bible readings that I'm doing, after every live stream, I upload them. So this is yesterday's, and so forth and so on. And I am going to be making other Bible-related topics, not just reading the Bible, but, diving into some stuff. For example, the death of Jezebel. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so that's that one. And then when you get done watching me here, please go and visit the Bible in 1 year, because it's my goal to read the Bible in 1 year. Read it, study it, learn it, understand it, apply it, live it, share it. Isn't that what you want to do? Of course it is. That's why you're here. If you don't have a Bible, You can download one on your phone. There's tons of apps. But if you don't have a physical Bible that you would like to get, I have a handy dandy link right here that you can buy one. And if you use that link to buy one, I get a little compensation for it to no extra charge to you. So that's an affiliate link. It will send you to a place where there's tons of Bibles. And if you're feeling generous and you want to give somebody a Bible that you like, ooh, they need to read the Bible. They need Jesus. Then you can go to this link here and you can actually use this. I'm not affiliated with them at all, but Bibles for the World is actually an organization that distributes free Bibles. So if you know somebody that needs a free Bible, go to this link. And if you want to buy a Bible, want to get a Bible, go here. If you want to give a Bible, go there. That is my website, thebiblein1year.com. And guess what we're going to be doing here? We're going to be reading the Bible in 1 year. If you're just now joining me, that's okay. I've been here oops, I got all this stuff's going wrong. Hold on. There we go. If you're just now joining me, I've been reading the Bible for 6 whole months. Yes, 26 weeks, that's half a year. I started on day 1 and I had no fear, reading even every day, even when I was sick. There is no trick. You just got to do it. Read the Bible. So yeah, 1 day at a time and a couple chapters at a time, and you will get there. And I'm going to be adding resources to that website that I showed you guys so that other people can learn how to read the Bible or be encouraged to read the Bible or find resources to read the Bible in 1 year themselves. Booyah. All right, let me say hello to the people in the room because I see movement. I see movement in the room. Laverne Dorsey says, "Morning, Kenya." And she said it just like that. Terry W. Thompson, whom I personally like to call Mr. TWT, like TNT. Get it? It's kind of cheesy, but I actually have been thinking about you in them terms, and I think I have you saved in my phone like that, like TWT. He says OG because he's an OG. And then he laughed out loud. And Kiana Nicole says, "Good morning, 40 fam." And she said it just like that. Except there was a frog in her throat. She was like, "Morning, 40 fam." But it's okay. She's better now. All right, let's see. Where are we at? We're in the book of Psalms. And yesterday was 54 through 57, right? I think it was 54 through 57. I just looked at it. But you guys know how my brain works. So by the time I clicked off of that Kindle, it was a done deal. If I'm not looking at it, I don't remember. I think yesterday was 54 through 57. Let me see if any of this looks familiar. Psalms 53, the fool says in his heart there's no God. Yep, I remember that. Psalms 54, vindicate me by your might. That was a really short one. I remember that one. Psalms 55, I do remember because it took up this whole page here. 57, have mercy on me, have mercy on me, take my refuge, take me into the shadow of your wings. I do remember that. And so yes, today must be 58, Psalms 58. But I'm just gonna confirm that. So let me duck up under here because it's a tiered. What it is, it's a tiered shelf. Boom, 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 and it's so convenient. If you could see the setup, you'd be like, very nice. But my laptop is on a shelf where I gotta duck up under it. Duck, quack. I gotta duck and see what I'm doing. All right, let's see. Table of contents. Wow. Week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 weeks. Wow. That's like a little bit half of a pregnancy. Because week 20 would have been, half of a pregnancy. So I'll probably mention something about pregnancy when I get to week 40. I'll be like, Peace and praise, yes. Okay. 58 through 61. Is that what I said? Yeah, 58 through 61. I'm going to write it down because I'm telling you, by the time I get to reading and I'm not looking at this page because I'm going to turn it off, I'm going to forget again. You guys can always remind me. Don't just sit back and listen. That keep me on track. Kenya, you're on the wrong chapter. You're on the wrong book. Like what was I doing the last couple of weeks? I was reading. I would read something from Second Kings, and then when I turned back the no, I was reading First Kings, and then I turn the page or something. Go back the next day. I'm like, I don't remember that happening. You're in the book of Second Kings, not the book of First Kings. I'm like, oh, it happens. I was really coughing though. Ooh, maybe my spiritual gifts starting to kick in. I got the gift of prophecy. Do I, Lord? Would it be wrong to use it for the lottery? I already know the answer. Let me stop playing. Let me stop playing. Okay. So I got my Quest Bible, got my folks in the room. I said hello, hello, hello. And to all you people watching the replay on YouTube, you're awesome. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, subscribing if you haven't already, and sharing it with somebody else who wants to read the Bible but would prefer to listen to it. And they're like, I want to hear a nice, smooth sounding female voice with a little bit of upbeat and a little bit of character. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I know who you should listen to, Boulevard 40. And I'll be like, awesome, that's just what I was looking for. And then they'll tune in and, happily ever after. Psalms 58, for the director of music to the tune of Do Not Destroy of David, a miktam. Do you rulers indeed speak justly? Do you judge uprightly among men? Nope. In your hearts you devise injustice, and your hands mete out violence on the earth. Even from birth the wicked go astray. From the womb they are wayward and speak lies. Their venom is like the venom of a snake, like that of a cobra that has stopped its ears, that will not heed the tune of the charmer. However skillful the enchanter may be. Break the teeth in their mouths, O God. Tear out, O Lord, the fangs of the lions. Let them vanish like water that flows away. When they draw the bow, let their arrows be blunted, like a slug melting away as it moves along. Like a stillborn child, may they not see the sun. Dang, that's pretty harsh. Before your pots can feel the heat of the thorns, whether they be green or dry, the wicked will be swept away. The righteous will be glad when they are avenged. When they bathe their feet in the blood of the wicked, then men will say, surely the righteous still are rewarded. Surely there is a God who judges the earth. I'm not in the military, but that makes me want to say, hoorah! Ah, like we're conquerors. I know that's probably not like really PC, like, politically correct, like, oh, no violence, non-violence, but this is the Old Testament, this was eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. If you slap me, then I'll slap you back. This was them kind of times, like, yeah, but yeah, that was Psalm 58. And at this point, I'm going to read the handy dandy notes that are on the side of this particular Bible, which is why I'm using it because it's extra info for me to understand these very lovely but also very deep poetry. 58, Psalms 58. This is referring to 1 verses 1 through 2, and the question is, why were the unjust rulers king? What? No, why were the unjust rulers? Oh, what? Excuse me, sorry. What were the unjust rulers doing? So we got rulers. We don't know if they're kings, emperors, governors. We don't know who they are, but they're ruling. They are in positions of power. So what were the unjust rulers doing? Most likely distorting justice. Perhaps these were judges or the other leaders who had accepted bribes or misused their powers. Whatever they had done, David expressed frustration over his inability to weed out these bureaucrats who were creating havoc. Even though he was king, David couldn't always control the actions of those under him. Now, that is very interesting because I never thought about that. Usually, when you think of royalty, like kings or queens, you're thinking like, okay, they have the upper hand, they have ultimate power, they're in control of everything. You better not go against the king, or you make sure you listen to everything the queen says. But I guess even though you're at the top, you're still outnumbered, and basically like your loyalty in following is all built off of faith and trust. Like you're hoping that they follow you. You can't always trust them, and hopefully they trust you and they listen to you. That's some a good topic for maybe another video. But it says David couldn't always control the actions of those under him, and so that was Psalms 58 talking about those unjust unjust rulers. The next question is for verse 9. It says, why heat pots with thorns? As a quick burning fuel, thorns were popular in the ancient world and are still popular among Bedouin Arabs. The immediate heat produced by burning thorns pictured God's even quicker judgment. I didn't even know that was the thing. I guess that makes sense because we can burn wood, and a thorn is part of a plant, but it's like not the leafy, fleshy part. It's like hard, like wood. And instead of, just picking the thorns off of a flower and tossing it aside, use it for fuel. That actually makes sense. Verse 10 is talking about why be glad about a bloodbath. Because, hoorah, because we win, we win, we win. In the ancient world, victorious armies seldom hesitated to wreak grisly retribution upon their enemies. But even when they did not, accounts of victory often were exaggerated outrageously. It may be that the psalmist used the same terminology to illustrate how great the joy of the righteous would be when God's justice finally arrived. So it was a little bit of overkill in the poetry. No pun intended. All right, unless there's any questions, comments, concerns. All right, I'm going to jump into Psalms 59. In Psalms 59, this part gets me. This part tickles me. I don't know why, but when it's like to the tune of, because you ever like seen a song somewhere and it's like sing this to the tune of Yankee Doodle, or sing this to the song to the tune of My Country 'Tis of Thee, and I'm just like, I don't know these songs. What did these songs sound like? This Psalms 59 should be done to the tune of "Do Not Destroy," just like the last one. And I'm like, what is this song? But I'm guessing maybe if I was to visit like a Jewish synagogue, because a lot of them still use the Psalms, the book of Psalms, is part of their holy scripture. I wonder would they still be singing one of these songs? That's interesting. You should look that up and let me know. Do not destroy of David. This is a miktam. When Saul had sent men to watch David's house in order to kill him. So we're already setting the theme. We already know it's going to be some drama. We already know. You ready? This is Psalms 59. Deliver me from my enemies, O God. Protect me from those who rise up against me. Deliver me from evildoers and save me from bloodthirsty men. See how they lie in wait for me? Fierce men conspire against me for no offense or sin of mine. O Lord, I have done no wrong, yet they are ready to attack me. Arise to help me. Look on my plight. O Lord God Almighty, the God of Israel, rouse yourself to punish all the nations. Show no mercy to wicked traitors. Selah. They return at evening, snarling like dogs, and prowl about the city. See what they spew from their mouths? They spew out words from their lips, and they say, who can hear us? But you, O Lord, laugh at them. You scoff at all those nations. O my strength, I watch for you. O God, are my fortress, my loving God. God will go before me and will let me gloat over those who slander me. But do not kill them, O Lord, our shield, or my people who will forget. In your might, make them wander about and bring them down. For the sins of their mouths, for the words of their lips, let them be caught in their pride. For the curses and lies they utter, consume them in wrath. Consume them till they are no more. Then it will be known to the ends of the earth that God rules over Jacob. Selah. They return at evening, snarling like dogs, and prowl about the city. They wander about for food and howl if not satisfied. But I will sing of your strength in the morning. I will sing of your love, for you are my fortress, my refuge in times of trouble. O my strength, I sing praise to you. You, O God, are my fortress, my loving God. That is Psalms 59. And I'm actually going to go back to Psalms 58 really quick because there's this portion here. There's like oh, I just lost pages. Mm. I'm going to go back to 58 really quickly because there's actually a quite large note here referring to um, verses 6 through 8 of Psalms. And I missed that. So I'm going to go back and read this explanation of Psalms 58. It says, and the question is it right to pray for revenge? Let me know what you think while I put my page back in my book. Hopefully this wasn't important. It's just the intro. Births, baptisms, deaths, marriage, and the welcome, which still belongs in the book. Let me know. Do you think it's right? Do you think it's right to pray for revenge? I'm gonna guess. Well, first, let's define what's revenge. Gotta love me. Your local online nerd. Geek. It depends on any given day. I switch back and forth between the two. Oh, my book's to fall. What is revenge? I mean, like, people know what revenge is, but do we really know? Do we really know what is revenge? You can put that in the chat too, or put that in the comments too. What is revenge? So here's the thing. So many people use words and we think we know what words mean, but we're just used to using them and we kind of have an idea. We have that feeling, that overall understanding. Revenge, revenge, revenge. To exact punishment or expiation. I don't know how to say the word. Expiation. It's a very nice looking word, but I can't pronounce it. To exact punishment or expiation for wrong on behalf of. That sounds like justice, right? To exact punishment or expiation for a wrong on behalf of, especially in a resentful or vindictive spirit. Oh, that don't sound good. He revenged his dead brother. To take vengeance. That's the second heading. To take vengeance. For inflict punishment for example, he revenged his brother's death. In an obscure way, it means to take revenge. The act of revenging, retaliation for injuries or wrongs, something done in vengeance. The desire to revenge, vindictiveness, an opportunity of retaliation or satisfaction. Then we have avenge. Got a couple of synonyms: requital, revenge, reprisal, retribution, vengeance, which suggests punishment again, or injury inflicted in return for one received. So again, that's like tit for tat, right? Revenge is the carrying out of a bitter desire. Ooh, bitter don't sound good. Bitter desire to injure another for a wrong done to oneself or to those who are felt to be like oneself. To plot revenge. Reprisal, formally any set of retaliation, is used specifically in warfare for retaliation upon the enemy for his actions. To make a raid in reprisal for one by the enemy. Retribution suggests just or deserved punishment, often without personal motives for some evil done. A just retribution for wickedness. Vengeance is usually wrathful, vindictive, furious revenge. That is the definition of the day. Revenge. So have you come to the conclusion, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think? Because I'm going to answer the question right here. of is it right to pray for revenge? Now that we know what revenge is, let's find out. A one, a two, a three. Three. Several Psalms call upon God to take revenge on the enemy. Yet, Jesus, in the New Testament, taught that we should love our enemies. That refers to Matthew 5 and 44. And the Apostle Paul wrote, "Do not take revenge, my friends, but leave room for God's wrath." And you can find that in Romans 12 and 19. How then do we interpret Psalms that call a curse on the enemy? Several points help us put this question into perspective. Number one, cursing the wicked for the Old Testament saints was more of a plea for God's justice than a cry for personal revenge. Their reasoning is this: sinners tarnish God's honor when they cause the innocent to suffer. The writers of the Psalms could not tolerate the idea of God standing by permitting these wrongs to go unpunished, and they begged for his justice and his wrath to be carried out. 2. Though David asked God to show no mercy to the wicked, that's in 59 and 5 that I just read, he himself showed mercy several times when he could have taken revenge on the guilty to Saul. Remember, Saul kept chasing him down? You can read about that in 1 Samuel, chapters 24, verses 8 through 13, and again in chapter 26, verses 8 through 11. And he also showed mercy to Shimei and to Absalom. And remember, Shimei is the one that was throwing rocks when David had to hightail it out of the kingdom because his son was trying to take over, and him and all his crew had to leave. And then Shimei was like, "Get out of here! We didn't want you for king, no way!" And he was throwing stones and cursing them and everything. But when the tables got turned and David came back, he showed mercy. He could have showed revenge. So you can read about that in 2 Samuel 16, 5 through 13. And it says here, in those cases, David left the judgment of sinners in the hands of God, the judges of the earth. And the third point is the writers of Psalms, though they had the benefit of the Old Testament law, had not experienced the new dimensions that were given through Christ. So it's hardly fair to expect the Old Testament people to act Christian before Christ even came. Final summary: no, we should not pray for revenge. Like the psalmist, we must trust God to right the wrongs of this world. And with Christ's help, we can love and pray for those who mistreat us. Now I'm going to read the notes for 59 because I already read Psalms 59. The first question is, what was David afraid of? He was afraid of losing his life. The title of this psalm links it to David's narrow escape from Saul's men, one of several occasions when Saul tried to have David killed. Second question, was it right for David to gloat? Some think that gloat is too strong a word, that David simply meant to look or gaze triumphantly upon his enemies. Still, it's clear from the context that he meant to look down on his defeated enemies. Others suggest that God's scornful laughter and David's gloating are symbolic ways of describing the foolishness and eventual defeat of the wicked. And that's the notes for 59. Now remember, when you're reading words in here, these are English words that are translated from Hebrew and Greek and also Aramaic script. And sometimes things are lost in translation. So if you want to know the true, if you want to know the true, you better learn you some Hebrew and some Greek and go read you the Septuagint and one of them original Bibles, which you can get copies of. It's probably a little bit pricey, but my point in saying that is, it's talking about gloat. Well, that's an English word, and English words have a certain connotation, a certain meaning, certain concept. I don't know, maybe, but it does say that whatever the meaning was, it was probably him looking down at his enemies in defeat, looking down on his defeated enemies. Let's see, my last one is what? 61? Okay, let me go on to Psalm 60. See if anybody else is in this room. Oh my goodness, I scrolled. I'm so sorry. I got extra people in the room that I didn't see. I got to remember to scroll. See, on YouTube, the thing moves up all by itself. It just goes. This one, I have to do it manually. And I keep forgetting, and I have people. I'm so sorry. Even Frazier said good morning and gave me a heart and a thumbs up. Thank you so much. I am sorry. I wasn't trying to ignore you. I have to remember to scroll that screen because it doesn't do it by itself. Interesting. All right. Psalm 60. Now that we got the whole crew here. For the director of music to the tune of The Lily of the Covenant, a miktam of David, for teaching when he fought Aram Naharaim and Aram Zobah, and when Joab returned and struck down 12,000 Edomites in the valley of Salt. You have rejected us, O God, and burst forth upon us. You have been angry. Now restore us. You have shaken the land and torn it open. Mend its fractures, for it is quaking. You have shown your people desperate times. You have given us wine that makes us stagger. But for those who fear you, you have raised the banner to be unfurled against the bow. Selah. Save us and help us with your right hand, that those you love may be delivered. God has spoken from his sanctuary. In triumph, I will parcel out Shechem and measure off the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine, and Manasseh is mine. Ephraim is my helmet, Judah my scepter, Moab is my wash basin. Upon Edom I toss my sandal. Over Philistia I shout in triumph. Who will bring me to the fortified city? Who will lead me to Edom? Is it not you, O God, you who have rejected us and no longer go out with our armies? Give us aid against the enemy, for the help of a man is worthless. For the help of man is worthless. With God, we will gain the victory, and he will trample down our enemies. Hoorah! This is that was Psalm 60, and these are the notes for Psalm 60. First question says, how and why had God rejected Israel? The language of the psalm, along with its title, suggests that David was mourning a military setback, which he interpreted as God's rejection. David may have felt abandoned by God, but that does not mean he actually was. God rejected Saul as king because Saul had rejected his word. But David's defeats were temporary, perhaps because he constantly sought God's favor in prayers such as these. Verse 4, in reference to verse 4, there's a question, why would God raise a banner? Flags and banners were carried into battle to rally the troops and raise their morale. This word picture describes the confidence God could give his people, like a banner unfurled against the bow representing a formidable enemy. Verse 8, the question is, did God disdain certain countries? Moab, Edom, and Philistia were perpetual enemies on Israel's eastern, southern, and western borders. David's point, however, was not that God despised certain people. Rather, it was that God is sovereign over all. In the same way, David described Gilead, Manasseh, Ephraim, and Judah, all the tribes of Israel, as possessions belonging to the Lord. David was saying that God could give them victory because he ruled over all nations and rulers. And without further ado, we got one last psalm. Make sure I don't miss any more of these chunky notes. Yeah, I think it's just a 1 or 58. Okay, here we go. Psalm 61 for the director of music with stringed instruments of David. Hear my cry, O God, listen to my prayer. From the ends of the earth I call to you, I call as my heart grows faint. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I, for you have been my refuge, a strong tower against the foe. I long to dwell in your tent forever and take refuge in the shelter of your wings. Selah. For you have heard my vows, O God. You have given me the heritage of those who fear your name. Increase the days of the king's life, his years for many generations. May he be enthroned in God's presence forever. Appoint your love and faithfulness to protect him. Then will I ever sing praise to your name and fulfill my vows day after day. Notes for Psalm 61 are: why did David say he was calling from the ends of the earth? He was not referring to a literal place, but to his own emotional condition. We might say he was out in the middle of nowhere or at the end of his rope. Many believe David wrote this psalm at Mahanaim, where he had fled during Absalom's rebellion, yearning to return to Jerusalem. Second question refers to the rock that he talked about in verse 2. Rock and something about being higher than I. A rock, a cliff, or a stone bluff provided a safe place for warriors. They could launch their rage from a rock and retreat back to safe caves and steep heights. David used this image to describe his need for God's protection and help, at the same time admitting his own weakness and insecurity. And here we go talking about wings again. We talked about wings yesterday. Ooh, wings sound good. Lord, forgive me. Wings do sound good. We talk about wings in terms of protection. Talk about God's, protecting us like a bird would protect its nest. So in verse 2, it's talking, in verse 4, it's referring me back to 57, which we read already, 57 and 1. But I'm going to go back. Let's see. Shelter of your wings. Shadow of your wings, shadow of your wings. An image of God's protection and care. As a shadow protects us from the merciless sun, give and protect from the merciless sun, as a bird covers her young in the nest, so God provides a place of refuge. Jesus expressed his concern for the people of Jerusalem in a similar manner. As a hen gathers her chicks under her wings. And again, you can read that in Matthew 23 and 37. Next question or comment is talking about, why did David refer to himself as leaning wall and a tottering fence? Many think David was describing the way his enemies regarded him, either as a young, inexperienced, and unstable king, or as a tottering, old ruler about to collapse and fall from power. They fully intended to topple him. David, however, saw himself standing firm and unshaken on God, his rock. Let's see. Who was threatening David's position is verses 3 through 4. Oops. Nope. I'm reading too far ahead. I was going to say, because I was just thinking, I don't remember reading about no tottering fence. I've read too far ahead again. I didn't read Psalms 2, but these are notes for Psalms 32. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The last part that I did read that was relevant to today was the rock being higher than I and the shelter of the wings. So being sheltered with the wings and then basically having the higher ground, having the advantage. Yep. That is the reading for today. What more can I say? Hey, everybody, it is Saturday. I'm going to sleep and wake up later. And maybe I'll eat them wings with taters. Because Wingstop's got some pretty good fries. I like wedges. I like, who's got good wedges? Somebody got good wedges. Anyways, wedges. Ruffles have ridges. What was I going to do? Yes, I'm going to go through one final walkthrough of my screen so everybody can know what's up, what's up, what's up. Like, I totally love that Bible reading, Kenya. I wish I could just listen to it again and again and share it out. Too bad you don't have a YouTube channel. And I'll be like, as a matter of fact, they do. And then I'll show you, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, right. Yeah, thanks for sharing that with me. I totally forgot. And I'll be like, it's cool. Don't worry. It slips people's mind. But pretty soon, I'm going to get me a big number 40. I'm going to put it right here. Because believe it or not, I got a lot of 40. I got a lot of 40 stuff going on. Boulevard 40 and 40 Entrepreneur Drive are two of many fun projects that I've got going on. Mind you me. Here we go. This is a screen share of YouTube. So if you guys want to hang out at YouTube anytime, you go in and you type in hashtag BLVD40. Oh, I didn't even type it in all the way. Ooh, it still found me. You can type in hashtag BLVD40. You can type in BLVD space 40, just like it looks right here. See how that looks? I'll let you look at it for just a second. Oh, look how cool that is. I got 51 videos and 15 subscribers. It's like a mirror image. That's so cool. Anyways, I'm easily amused. So anyways, you go to Boulevard 40, you hit the red subscribe button, turn it gray, turn on the notification bell, and then you'll get notified like, oh yeah, Kenny's making another video. You'll be like, what? There I am. Here's the home page. That's what that looks like. The home page will show just the last couple of videos, which most of them will be Bible readings, just like the ones you just heard and listened to. And then if you go to videos, you will see everything from June 1st, because that's when this channel was started. Look at that. This is why I'm on Facebook right now. I'm banned. I'm banned from live streaming. You guys want to help me out? I got a Twitter link on my wall. You can scroll down, look at my wall, follow that link, and retweet that because I'm trying to get back to live streaming. I don't know why they took that away from me, but they can't take that away from me. If you go to my playlist tab, there's actually not too much here. There's the Bible reading party, which is a creation of mine. All the Bible readings will be here. There's Bible topics Q&A, which is just what it says, Bible topics. And this is just like a personal playlist of mine. So I got some liked videos and stuff that I want to go back to. Awesome Christian videos. If you guys want to watch them, you can. They're public. Usually I make those types of playlists private because it's, just random stuff that I like. But yeah, you can watch those. And yeah, go to BLVD 40, which is Boulevard 40, home of the Bible reading party, Christian studies, positive vibes, healthy minds. And then you can also stop by the Bible in 1 year.com. Check it out, share it out with a friend, and keep coming back because this will be updated frequently to give you guys some resources and something valuable to use in case you should choose to challenge yourself to read the Bible in 1 year. Yeah, that's what's going on there. On that note, let me do a quick prayer. I thought I hit the button. This thing has to be recalibrated. On that note, I'm going to do a quick outro prayer. I'm going to go hit them bed sheets and I'm going to just start swimming. I'm going to start swimming till I reach my pillow. Then I'm going to lay it down. Hey, what you guys think of my new intro song? I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. Gonna get this party started. Gonna get this party started. Guess what? There's an outro song too. So let me know what you think about that. Leave a comment after the fact. Or you can well, I was gonna say you can leave the comment as soon as you hear it. But depending on if you're on Facebook or YouTube watching this, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the intro and outro of the Bible reading party. I had to redo it because the old one was for this channel. You know the little green border. It had my name at the bottom. It was actually for this channel, so I had to update it, and that's that. Swim upstream, kids. Swim upstream. I'm a salmon. I'm a salmon. Go against the current. Go against the current. Oh, speaking of current, I mean, well, there's an interesting Bible Christian related video talking about how the internet has a lot of water themes. Internet, throwing a net out, live stream, going upstream. Let me see, what's the other one? Catfishing, which is pretending to be somebody that you're not, and fish are in the sea. Let's see. There was a couple ones, but if I could, it might be on that list. It might be on that playlist that if you want to check it out, you can watch it. Let me know what you think. But yeah, the internet is a very interesting place. You can use it as a tool and help yourself, and if you're not careful, you can be hurt by it. So it's I like watching stuff like that because it keeps my mind active and it keeps me like aware and cautious of certain things. I ain't prayed yet. Let me pray. Cause I gotta go to sleep. We gotta get some sleep, sleep, sleep. It's my day off. I'm so happy. It's my day off. My hair is nappy. It's my day off. I don't know what else rhymes with nappy and happy. So at this point, let me pray. Dear Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for my day off. Woo! Thank you for getting me to work safe. Thank you for bringing me home safe. Thank you for an awesome night where I was super productive. Thank you for the comfort and safety of my home where I can read my Bible. And there's no persecution and no penalty and nobody trying to hurt me and stop me. I'm thankful for the miracle of technology that allows me to share my Bible readings with many people who choose to come and listen. I pray that more people come and listen. Lord, bless my live stream, bless my channel. And I also pray that whoever listens to this now or later will be motivated to read the Bible in their own time, come to their own understanding, build up their own relationship with you, strengthen their faith, find purpose, and live their best life. Amen. Amen. What are you guys going to do this Saturday? Let me know in the comments. I'll read it when I wake up. Here comes the outro. Let me know what you think.